need to look Tunu in terms of three aspects, right? So we have something called bone structure in terms of physiology, psychology, and sociology, right? So in terms of sociology, kuna gender, we have age, height, weight, defects, and heredity, right? So those are physiology for Tunu. In terms of gender, is a female, age, doesn't matter of the age, height, defects, heredity. So these things that help for you to plug out stories. Now, physiology, and then you have sociology in terms of class, occupation, education, home life, race, religion, political affiliation, social standing. So these our Tunu in terms of class. Which class ako? Is it medium class? You know, those kind of unaweka position gani kwa life, and then occupation. Tulisema tutamweka Tunu is a teacher. And then tutafuta maybe a husband akuwe maybe a doctor. And then education level maybe akona masters, akona maybe diploma, those kind of home life, the environment ni gani. So when you put your protagonist in terms of sociology, it will help sana for you to plug many stories, right? Then go to the final one is psychology, moral standards, aspiration, frustration, extrovert, introvert. So Tunu anafaa kuwa extrovert ama introvert. I've created some bone structure, nimezi go in detail for our character Tunu. So Tunu, this is a bone structure, full name Tunu, which tunaweza ita a short film Tunu ama tuite Heaven is Silent, right? And then age 28 to 32, marital status, married, setting rural stroke small town environment, right? Yuni anaishi maybe not in city but just in town, small town, in rural area. Then external identity, what people see: calm, respectful, soft-spoken wife, deeply religious and prayerful, hardworking, responsible, disciplined, seen as the good woman in the community, always hopeful in public. Imagine this kind of, just these notes up as nakupa a story, a good story for your protagonist. Internal identity, what she hides. Feel broken. Remember when you start a film open image to Mona, Tunu has issue. Amekaa almost 5 years to 7 years without a kid, na without a child. I mean, ako kwa marriage. Internal identity, what she hides. Feel broken and incomplete because she has no child. Battle silent shame and self-blame. Question God in private. Feels emotional abandon in her marriage. Fear being replaced by another woman. So this is a fear for those points. Zinaweza kupea, assume maybe sasa the fifth point, fear being replaced by another woman. Maybe ashaanza maybe kushuku ama just maybe an assume maybe her husband akona another woman because hana haizi pata mtoto. So that unaweza create a scene which inaweza kuwa so interested, right? So core wound, backstory pain, grew up believing a woman's value is in motherhood, watch other women respected because of children, pressure from family and society about childbirth. So this area hapo unaweza leta flashback, maybe akiongea na her mom, maybe woman in the village akiwa maybe mdogo akiangalia the story of women akiwa na watoto, inakupa another story, a backstory nzuri sana. And then greatest desire, right? To have a child, to save a marriage, to be seen enough without a child. Pia inaweza kupea story. Greatest fear, husband marrying a second wife, being called a barren forever, losing identity as a woman. Remember, pia hapo unaweza pata another good story. So the important of you to break to have 3-dimension character is that itakuwa una plug so story in terms of psychology, physiology, and sociology, right? And then we have another misbelief. What she wrongly believe: if I don't give birth, I'm worthless. This belief drive all her emotional decision. So in this misbelief zake utapata una create story where anakosa confidence even to her marriage, right? Inner conflict, faith and doubt. The reason why niliwaambia I can call this film Tunu ama niite Heaven is Silent. Inner conflict for Tunu, imagine faith and versus doubt. Amepray, ametoa sadaka, and I feel God is silent, and I feel heaven is silent. Hope versus reality. Akona hope but reality hana mtoto, right? Love for husband versus resentment toward him. Trust in God versus feeling beyond by God. So in this place, inner conflict, unaweza toa a good story for your protagonist and for your movie. And then we have something we call outer conflict. Pressure from in-laws, gossip from community women, emotional distance from husband, medical results that show no clear solution, right? Pia hapo unaweza toa another stories like pressure from in-laws, mother-in-law anataka watoto, maybe sisters-in-laws wana pressure anataka watoto, emotional distance from husband, medical results, ameenda maybe hospital ameambiwa you don't have an issue, so issue ni gani? So this is a thing that when you give your protagonist writing in term of three-dimensional character, unaweza pata a big story, a good story for your viewers. So character flow, she suffer in silence instead of speaking up, avoid confrontation, bottle emotion until they explode, right? So maybe we pick to say our protagonist Tunu is introvert, right? Haongei sana, no interaction, but inner wounds zinamuumiza every time and then. And then we have emotional arc, transformation, beginning, hopeful, prayerful, patient, middle, frustration, doubting, emotional, breaking, and accept herself, find strength, refine her worthy beyond motherhood. So this emotional arc ni place tunapitia the act structure in term act 1, act 2, which is divisible by 2. Act 2 kuna act 2A, act 2B, and then act 3, which is the end of the film. Tutapitia this, and then this emotional arc ama transformation tutapitia something we call 15-bit sheet from open image to the final image. Then we have symbolical arc, visual storytelling, praying alone, writing goals in notebook, right? Watching children play from a distance, folding baby cloth she bought secretly, silent tear with while cooking or cleaning. Now we are breaking it into 3 act structure, right? Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Act 2 nimesema is divisible by 2, Act 2A and Act 2B. So those 15 bit sheet itakuwa zinatusaidia kuplug out story. Remember, hatujashika a pen and paper here. We are still building a skeleton, right? Already tushafika kwa bone structure, already tumejua Tunu ana stay wapi, the age, you know, the patient tumesema tumekama teacher, right? A husband tumpea kama maybe he is a doctor, right? So these are things that helping you to create a good story.